Lyon Village is one of the most popular neighborhoods in Arlington, and in this video we are going to be doing a 10-minute driving tour so you can see the entire neighborhood and what it's all about. So here we are kind of on the edge of the community. This is Northside Social, one of the most popular coffee places. There's happy hour, there's food, good little neighborhood meetup spot. Now we're coming into Clarendon, so the metro is just right up there, and that's the main strip in Clarendon. So Lyon Village is just right beyond, some of these bigger buildings, and we're going to take a left here. And then we're going to kind of come up Kirkwood, which is also the edge of the community. Then we're going to go into the community so you can see the residential part of it. And a great thing about Lyon Village, what people like, is that, you have this combination of residential life. It's kind of like, feels like a small town when you're in Lyon Village, and then you're right outside of Clarendon. And the actual boundaries of Lyon Village, so it's Lee Highway to the north, Kirkwood Road on the west, which is what we're on right now, Wilson Boulevard on the south, and then North Veach Street on the east. All right, so a little background on Lyon Village. It was developed in the 1920s by Frank Lyon, who also did Lyon Park, which is the next neighborhood over across Wilson. Also very convenient to Clarendon Metro, to DC, to all the shops and restaurants in Clarendon. So we're going to cut up into the community and show you what the residential aspect is like. Over here we have townhouses, basically $1 million townhouses. So on the edges of the community, you have some townhouses, some condos, some apartments, but it's going to be mostly single family residences. I think it's like 850 or 900 single family residences here. So it's a smaller community, but very popular and, very high price, of course. And every year in this community, there's really only about like 25 to 30 houses that actually sell, at least ones that are listed on the market. So there's not a ton of inventory. And, a teardown house can basically sell for, 900,000 in this neighborhood. And then they have new construction homes that are listed, around 3 million. I think there's actually one for 4 million right now. And, I'd say most new construction homes in this neighborhood will sell kind of in the 2.5, around 2.5, 2.7 range. But obviously the number seems to be going up, with the popularity of this neighborhood. And as you can see, it's just a very scenic neighborhood. You still have some of the older houses, and kind of like there's kind of some different styles of properties here. So it's kind of eclectic. You have these older houses. There's like some adobe style houses, which you don't see too much. And then you have more of like the traditional style, and then new construction, and kind of like everything in between. And real quick, 10 seconds, if you're looking to buy or sell or have any questions about living in Lyon Village or anywhere in Arlington or the DMV, shoot me a text at this number, or you can call me if you prefer. I usually respond fastest to text, but I'd love to help you out. Actually, at this intersection, before I talk about the Zillow, you have to be careful because it is kind of notorious for people getting tickets there if you don't come to a complete stop. So just a little local tip might have just saved you a few $100s there. But they do, at certain points in this neighborhood, they do have police that will give you tickets if you're like speeding through stop signs and that type of thing. For the most part, the streets are like pretty quiet, and, you have like the speed bumps. So it's not like someone could go like 60 miles an hour down the road or anything, but you just have to be aware of that. I've gotten a ticket at this one as well. So up here we have the park. This is one of the popular things in the neighborhood. It's a park for kids. It has like some water features, but there's also a picnic table, and then like a pavilion, and then there's also tennis and basketball. So, and it gets packed. If you're playing basketball, I used to play a lot of basketball there. You got to bring your A squad, because if you lose, you're gonna be sitting out for a little while. All right, so we'll come back up through the community. You can see the houses are very well maintained for the most part. I mean, every neighborhood has those few houses that aren't so well maintained, but Lyon Village tends to have a pretty good reputation for that. And in this neighborhood, you'll see a lot of people like walking around. It's a great place, walking around, biking, walking their dogs, different things like that. Again, because cars aren't speeding by, and it's just a very like pleasant kind of like a lot of trees, and you're close to parks, you're close to Clarendon. Here's a new construction. I'd have to look up the price of that one. Like I said, most new construction is kind of in that around 2.7. That's kind of like the median price, but there are some that get as high as 4 million. And then if you're kind of towards the outskirts of the community, it can be a little bit less. But right now we're kind of on the edge of the community. To our left is Lee Highway, or a little bit further down. Yeah, you got these really scenic trees. People are just putting their chairs out there. And you can see these apartments to our left, and then that's Langston Boulevard right there. So that's the edge of the community. You got a bus stop, and we'll head back up here. So here's the other side. So you can see the park. You can see the tennis courts, very popular. Maybe someone's going to probably turn them into pickleball courts soon, I imagine. And then kind of through those trees, there's a full court like basketball court, which gets popular. There is the sign for Lyon Village, established 1920, I think. Yep, something like that. So in front of us is a condo, luxury condo, of course. And then we have another condo up here on our right. And, we have some apartments as well. So we're going to go back into the community so you can get just, a better idea of the streets and layout of the community and that type of thing. So let me know also if you prefer the commentary or if you just want to hear music in the background, some background music as you drive through. I plan on doing more of these neighborhood tour videos, but I grew up right down the street from here, so I know this neighborhood pretty well. Now, one thing to know about Lyon Village, if you're right off of Wilson Boulevard, sometimes, you get, since you have like bars and stuff like that, sometimes you get like, drunk people, being kind of loud. So that's just something to keep in mind. But, to me, it's not that big of a deal because you're so close to everything. And up here is the Whole Foods. And of all things, there's a cannabis store as well, a dispensary, and a Whole Foods. So I never thought I'd see that come into the neighborhood, but hey, maybe I'll have to check it out sometime. And this Whole Foods gets really packed, so parking can be kind of tight in that Whole Foods. So be sure, like if you're going there, just try to go there during like off hours or use Instacart or something like that, because it does get a little hectic. And this is more like Clarendon. I'm just kind of showing you how close you are to Clarendon and Courthouse. So we're kind of driving up to the Courthouse neighborhood, and then we're going to loop back into Lyon Village. But we're heading down Clarendon Boulevard right now. So you can just see how close it is, how close this neighborhood, like you're residential, and then all of a sudden you're more or less in the city. And yeah, this is Courthouse, lots of, decent restaurants. You have the Courthouse Metro Station, and then you also have the Clarendon Metro Station. And, obviously there's a movie theater, farmers markets up there. So we're going to take a left right here. And these are office buildings. And on our left is the elementary school. Also where you go to vote. And then towards our right is Colonial Village, which is actually was voted as one of the nicest places in the country to live. And it's kind of like older garden style condos and apartments, but they're affordable condos. They don't have a washer dryer in them, but very nice. I lived there for years. And then we also have some townhouses right there. But Colonial Village is definitely something to check out if you're looking for an affordable place to live with a great location and walkable to everything. So we'll go back into the community from this side of things, and you'll just get to see like these really nice, scenic, sometimes historic properties. It's nice to have a neighborhood where every house is not just some cookie cutter house. I think we can all, if you're from the DC area and you go a little bit further outside of Northern Virginia, if you go to the outskirts of Northern Virginia, some neighborhoods where everything's the same. This guy with his pink shirt, he's messing up my video. He looked pretty serious. He was just getting off of work or something. But yeah, look at these houses. I mean, they're very well kept up. Kind of have some of the craftsman style. I think they should almost do like a house tour, like a day where it's just house tours of different neighborhoods. And maybe they do that for all I know. I know in like Georgetown and I think in Old Town Alexandria, they'll do like different tours of different like historic properties or different properties. So maybe they should do that for Lyon Village. So you're just, a few blocks away from everything. You can see some of these new construction houses are pretty custom and pretty nice, very high end. You can get a premium for this neighborhood. One thing to know, the lot sizes here are not huge. So it's going to be a little bit smaller lots than, I don't know where you're coming from, but you're not going to have a massive amount of space. So you're really buying for location. You might get a little bit of a backyard, but you have parks nearby and you're just in a scenic type of neighborhood. If you're looking for bigger lot sizes, there's definitely some neighborhoods in Arlington. You can watch some of my other videos. So in Lyon Village, you have a lot of these like little traffic circles. So like I said, you're not going to have people typically speeding through the neighborhood with the speed bumps, the traffic circles. There's a pretty good police presence, which is, keeps things pretty orderly, which is nice. So we're going to go around here. And then I'm just going to show you a coffee shop and then a few stores and restaurants because you're just so close by. So you have the Chase Bank there. Previously, we went down a street over, And so there's the Whole Foods. So we were down one street. So we're just going to go straight here so I can show you where some more amenities are in the neighborhood. And this is more Clarendon, so you're kind of outside Lyon Village now, but just really by like, a block or two. So that's Tate, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a pretty, everyone seems to like it. Coffee shop, breakfast foods, that type of thing. You can sit outside, inside. I've been there a few times. I'd recommend it. My non-foodie opinion, I think it's pretty good. So here you have a lot of different shops. I actually used to work at that Container Store right there. And there used to be a Bertucci's up there, which has since closed down a while ago. But you got a lot of little restaurants, get to like walk around, check out the neighborhood. There's an Apple store, kind of like some higher end types of stores over here because, obviously Clarendon is, say, a higher end type of place. We have a Soul Cycle. And that's basically Lyon Village. So text me or call me if you have any questions about buying, selling, or living in Lyon Village or the DMV area. And check out some more neighborhood videos. See ya.